Hey guys, MC Mura here, and today we're checking out the year 4 balance changes for Mai. Mai is actually one of the characters that did get significant changes, obviously considered one of the best in the game, etc. So what happened with Mai? So the first change is to her standing medium punch, and I think her standing medium punch was widely considered to be one of her best moves. Lot of range, good disjoint for active frames, hit confirmable to some players, so that was really good. So they nerfed it, where now, as you can see, this have 17 recovery frames. So used to be 15, now it's 17. So she have a little bit more recovery, and the hurt box is worse. So it should be easier a little bit to whiff punish. So that's alright. Crouching heavy punch. Now this move got a lot of changes. Pretty much what they did, and it's gonna be hard to show, but they put in a proximity block between the first and the second hit. So we say we're gonna make the dummy block the first move and then try to walk back for say 30 frames or so, right? The idea here is that even if the first attack whiffed, he will stand and block, like he will not be able to back walk out of the second hit. See this? Like even though Ryu's trying to walk backward, even if the first attack is whiffing, the second one is still making contact with him, right? So that is a buff. On the other hand, they increased the pushback on the second hit. So Mai is left further out. I think this means that even out of a drive rush, she's not in throw range. I'm pretty sure she used to be in throw range here, but not anymore. So it's a buff in an extent, it's a nerf in other, so interesting changes. Her jumping medium punch leaves them closer now, so it's gonna be a little bit easier to continue on the combo. Obviously used it from this launcher, and this is very important because you're gonna be doing that now with her, where you're gonna be doing the OD cartwheel into the jumping medium punch into the level 1. I think that is gonna be the new bread and butter route for mid-screen level 1 conversions with Mai. I'm gonna get into that a little bit later, but let's explain. Her fans. Now they changed the animation for the charge, where it's gonna be a little bit more. It is different. It's a very subtle change. Like you have to have really played the game a lot to notice it, but pretty much it is more obvious. That is what they're trying to go. Like when you're doing the hold version, she is. She's moving into it a little bit to make it more visible so that you can detect that this is a charged version easier, right? Now, the biggest change for Mai, probably in this, well, one of the biggest, is a change to her OD Ryumbu. It is this one, right? As you can see here, the OD version knocks them down. Like it doesn't launch for a juggle anymore. So it's like going for OD Ryumbu into level 1, that doesn't work anymore. Right now, on the plus side, this move is now only -3 on block. It used to be -12, full combo punchable. Now it's only -3. I think their idea is maybe they want this to be a move that you can just throw out. Like say I do the crouching medium kick into it, and obviously like you still do have the cancel options. Like you can hit confirm into level 2. You still obviously got like the ability to hit confirm into level 3. So maybe they want to give her like a buffer that is branded and easy, and as he shows to repurpose that move into that. And their idea is, well, Mai is not gonna do that into level 1 anymore, right? So it's a trade-off, but they added some scaling to it. So because now it's a sort of move that is kind of like branded and you can kind of throw out, kind of like that. Now there's added scaling so that it's overall doing less damage. They also changed how it works in the corner with the enhanced version, right? So the regular version still does that, but if you got the install, this actually does a wall splat, which is an interesting it's an interesting thing. I think you can go like the heavy, maybe medium. We're gonna have to see like what combos work. But this move have been dramatically different. They've been trying to repurpose Ryumbo in general as a light one in the previous batch. They made it a much better mid-range tool, and now they pretty much made this a safe buffer that you can just throw out. And happen to get blocked, it's safe. If you happen to get the hit, go for the hit confirm. So that is their thing. And they also did improve like the damage of this move overall, so that it's doing 1300. So it used to do 1k, now it's doing 1300. And obviously we talked about like the corner situation, right? They changed her dive kick, where her dive kick now is more consistent. Sometimes the enemy would fall under, but that doesn't happen anymore. Well, going back into the Ryumbo aspect a little bit, I know that this will heavily affect this, where you're getting like the level 1. But like I said, mostly I think you're gonna swap it for this now, where you're going for the OD cartwheel into the level 1 and you still got it. So if the idea is, well, I had to spend an OD for the install, no fair, I mean, you still get it with the OD cartwheel, so it's not a huge deal in my opinion. Maybe you're losing a little bit of damage because she used to get some really cool combos with the level 2 into the level 1, but I still think that actually will work also. Let's actually try this out. Yeah, that still works. So that's still gonna be as ridiculous as ever. Now, by far, the biggest change to Mai is to her level 1, where they actually removed the invul's properties. It's no longer strike and throw invul. It's no longer an invincible reversal. On base value, this is a cool change because it gives Mai a very sensible weakness in that she now, especially if she's in burnout, she is much more susceptible to being abused. Right, like especially in burnout, you try to do it, you try to do reversal, you try to do whatever. You don't really have a reversal option with one bar of super. So she's now kind of like Elena, kind of like DJ, kind of like some of the other characters that doesn't have an invincible level 1 super. This is a meaningful nerf. It means that now Mai is abusable once she is in burnout. Now they also changed the distribution on her level 2. So now like the bulk of the damage is on the final hit, which is whatever. So the final change to Mai is actually an interesting buff. They buffed her area level 2, where if you happen to hit this as a punish counter, you are getting more damage. This is obviously was one of the best anti-fireball level 2s in the game, as you saw. So this is very realistic. This is gonna happen. Are my players gonna be using it a lot? I don't know. Overall, Mai definitely got nerfed. So let's now check the balance changes for Ed in Year 4 of Street Fighter 6. So the first change is to his back throw, where this used to put him at a plus 24 advantage, I believe. Now it's 17. Prior, Ed used to be able to do that. Like he would dash up standing medium and it would meet you. But now at plus 17, if he dashes forward, he's minus 2. So no meaty on a back throw for you. They also buffed his target combos, the light kicks, where this one now leaves him closer, so he is in throw range afterwards, right? So that is kind of interesting. Now this next one is an interesting nerf. So Ed has this move Psycho Flicker or Psycho Blitz, whatever, right? And this is one of these special moves that you could use for frame trap purposes, especially the light. Like say that Ryo's gonna try to take back his turn. I do crouching light kick into Blitz, and that was a frame trap. It would be plus 5. So like he would get like 2 of them. So the change now is whether he does that or the OD, there is scaling involved. So the second hit, as you can see, the jab after did 70%. I think the idea is they don't want him to do stuff like that and get like huge damage, because this obviously is a move. It's kind of unsafe. It's kind of a weird change, to be honest, because Ryu doesn't get that on Hashogeki, which is like 10 times more busted. The second move still did 100, but yeah, because it actually was -5, it was actually unsafe. So that's a nerf. That is a nerf. They also changed how his OD fireball works. The idea here is to create more variants. So the light version is slower, so he can walk behind it, as you can see. That actually is pretty cool. And the heavy version is gonna be even faster. So I'm interested to see how this is gonna play out, but I can certainly see it play, especially since OD fireballs in this game, this is double hitting, and the way that OD fireballs work in Street Fighter 6 with hierarchy system to how projectiles clash, this could be a big buff. But by far, the biggest nerf to Ed is to his health flicker, where now it pulls them significantly less. Like medium, this is medium flicker. This used to bring you all the way to Ed, but now it doesn't. See how it behaves now? Like you go nowhere, pretty much. This, in my opinion, is very much warranted. This move was extremely strong, absurdly strong. Especially in like wake up scenarios like that, where Ed was pretty much getting like a projectile meaty on a grab, and obviously this will retain to just like neutral in general, but the fact that Ed was doing stuff like that and just getting pressure continuously, getting point blank into throw you again into whatever, this is a big nerf. Overall, the nerf to the flicker is the biggest one, especially it's gonna nerf the low and mid-level Ed players because they were the ones that were relying on it a lot. The changes to his this target combos, whatever, and overall the changes to the back throw is gonna affect like all level of gameplays, but it's fair in my opinion, and it's kind of in line with what the rest of the roster got, so he's certainly nerfed. Right, so let's now check out the balance changes for Lord Bison, and to my surprise, he got buffed again. I get surprised every batch when they decide to buff Bison. So the first buff is a buff to his standing heavy punch, where this is now +5, used to be +4. And this is specifically so that he gets to combo into his gigantic range standing jab. So prior, there will be ranges, like say here, I try to go for the crouching jab whiffs, right? But now, I'm getting jab into Psycho Crusher, so his heavy punch is even more effective. That is a crazy change. That's actually a crazy change. Like, already a lot of people complain about his standing heavy punch, and they made it even better. I don't believe it. Psycho Mayan got a couple of buffs, one to the regular and one to the OD, and this is interesting. So what they did is that when you go for the mine on block like that on an activation, it does a ton of drive chip. Like check out, that's just a special move. That's like over a bar of drives that is now gone with this. So prior with Bison, typically say you would do stuff like that into like Psycho Crusher. But now, it is honestly maybe just better to do stuff like that because, oh my god, that is so much shape. Obviously, I'm stealing turns here, but that does significantly more. Maybe it's now a little bit better to just go for... even that is flat out better. Maybe now it's just better to go for the Psycho Mine than it is to go for the Psycho Crusher. But obviously the Psycho Mine, you're a little bit more susceptible to drive reversal. So yeah, like it's a huge buff and I don't understand why, but they did it. And the same change will also apply to his Devil Reverse, where now also on block, it's kind of hard to set it up, but on block you're also gaining, you're doing more damage to the drive gauge. Now, OD Backfist. OD Backfist was an interesting move on activation. Because when you do, let's actually make him get hit now. It will lead to this juggle, and you could get some follow-ups here, but they significantly improved it. Prior, what you would get a lot of the time is, say, like a drive rush jab into like light kick, into like some sort of follow-up. You would definitely like drive rush into standing light kick. Most of Bison players would do stuff like that. like into scissors or whatever, but now the juggle is higher, and because the juggle is higher, you are getting now the standing medium punch TC. So you are getting this now, which is really cool. I'm still gonna have to experiment and see exactly what what can I get that is new. But what I found out with my quick search was that like OD crusher, OD mine on the explosion, you are getting the drive rush medium punch, and I think you can get way more now. But yeah, that is huge. That's really, I think you maybe can I get like a drive rush a back heavy kick. Yeah, so you are getting significantly more damage in this situation, which is really, really cool. They also changed how his OD Devil Reverse work, where the ascend is a little bit faster. They wanna make this a better jump scare. Bison, I feel like his place overall is gonna be around the same. Some of the characters that were really annoying, like Mai, got some nerfs. So overall, Bison is looking good. Alright, so let's now take a look at the balance changes for Terry in year 4 of Street Fighter 6. I feel like Terry was really good last patch, and he was kind of like under the radar, top tier in my opinion, was certainly underrated. So the first change is a nerf to his standing medium punch. The change here is that this move is now easier to whiff punish the extended hurt box. This move was so freaking cheap, like you have no idea how cheap this move was in the neutral. So they pretty much made it a little bit easier to whiff punish. I still think they should have added a little bit more recovery on whiff to it. Maybe make it like 17, 18 frames, but we're gonna have to play and see. But it should be easier to whiff punish. Now, they also changed his power duck target combo, where pretty much increased the time to get the perfect, which was like this one that you just saw. It used to be like a 2-frame window, now it's a 3-frame window, and when you happen to get it, you are getting a plus 24 advantage, which is that, so you have more plus frames. So that could be like really, really good for him. Obviously, his dash is 19, so you are getting a good situation. Round Wave. This one I kind of hate, to be honest. Round Wave is his heavy fireball, right? Now this fireball, they made it a low, it's plus on hit, so he gets like crazy good advantage out of it, and it's one of these moves that you got a perfect parry, right? Now what they did is that they added proximity block hitbox to this, meaning that it's like you're not gonna be able to backwalk out of it. So say that Ryu is gonna block and try to backwalk, right? When Terry does this, see this, Ryu is gonna be stuck in place. If I'm doing any other move, Ryu is gonna be able to backwalk, right? But now the Round Wave, Ryu can't backwalk. He can't walk backwards. Rising Taku. I don't think this needed this buff. This is a very toxic buff in my opinion, because in burnout, in corner situations, this move was already oppressive. Better players who are really good are gonna perfect parry this anyways, but especially on like the lower levels, this is such a toxic buff. Like, I think it's completely unnecessary, to be honest. Like, I don't know why they did it, but I'm never a big fan of adding proximity hitboxes where like you feel like you're losing control of your character. But now, yeah. Now this have better proximity hitbox. It used to activate at frame 20 first, now frame 16. So you're not gonna be able to backwalk out of it anymore, which, whatever. They buffed his quick burn. It is this move, and the buff here is that this move is now gonna be +3 on hit, which is cool because if he happened to land it, he's gonna be +5, so he gets like the light kick even from a distance. If the idea is I'm going for the surprise overhead, now he's getting even like a light kick from a distance, which that's a cool buff. I think there won't be many situations where you're getting this and you're not getting the jab anyways, but that is a cool buff for him. And they also buffed the OD version, where this now does more damage, but he also gets a better situation afterwards. As you can see, like it leaves him closer where now he can threaten an immediate like dash into walk into grab, right? So yeah, so not super huge changes for Terry. I don't think they're gonna affect him that much in all levels of play. He still have probably the best crouching medium punch in the game with JP. His standing medium should be a little bit easier to whiff punish, but we'll see. We're gonna have to wait and see how that plays out. Didn't get huge dramatic changes. The round wave not gonna matter that much at high level, but at low level gameplay, I can see this being toxic. The changes to quick burn or rather whatever. I mean, they're not huge deal, but it's decent quality of life changes.